So Nintendo did a thing. They're always doing things, right? Um, they came out with the Switch 2, and I've just started seeing the commercials for the Virtual Boy. I don't know. It's not really a peripheral. I don't know what you call it. Where you can, it's an apparatus so that you can accurately play Virtual Boy games um, through the Nintendo store or whatever. The thing that bothers me is that, and I have been calling for a resurgence to the Virtual Boy because they could make it cheap. It's so niche and hipster. It would be super fun. And if you didn't know anything about the Virtual Boy, it's kind of a tragedy in technological ignorance because at the time virtual reality was this very new concept, and they were using this new LED technology to create 3D images in the eyes. It was all very revolutionary. Well, the company that created the prototype, the original prototype, was a lightweight mask that you would wear on your face like traditional virtual reality, and it was actually uh, uh, motion activated. You could actually look around in these environments. And then because they were worried about certain types of radiation being that close to your eyes and your brains, they said, oh, we need to add shielding. Oh, well, the shielding was heavy and it made the device bigger. So now you can't wear it on your face. They had to put it on a little stand. And then you had to like do this awkward thing where you had to put it on a table and then lean into it and let it cover your eyes. I mean, you guys have seen it, the Virtual Boy. That's exactly what it looked like back in the 90s. And then you held a controller, which I don't have a problem with. But then now, being that we have learned so much, they had the opportunity to make a much more comfortable device. It could have, you know what, even if it was wired, if it was cheaper to make it wired, I would have been fine with that. But they could have made it wireless, they could have made it wearable, and you could still have the same experience. You could still have the cool controller peripheral. Um, but no, they decided, no, we're going to put the whole console into this peripheral to make it too heavy to wear on your face, because that's how much technology's advanced, right? Is that they made the projection so small that you put the entire switch into, or maybe it's just a bunch of lenses and it projects on the switch. I don't know. I don't. It bothers me that it's not. They haven't improved. They didn't fix anything. It's still got the same mistakes with new technology so that you can play the games that were designed to be played on it. What is this now, 30 years ago? With no improvements. They could have these games much more fun and much more playable, extremely cheap, with a very unique experience, and then even improve upon it. But instead of innovating now or laterally thinking, Nintendo seems to be falling into the same pit trap as everybody else, and they're just reaching out for more dollar signs. Like if I wanted to give my money to blood sucking corporations, I would just buy a PlayStation or an Xbox, which I do, don't get me wrong, but like I expect more from Nintendo. I expect originality from Nintendo. I expect creativity. I want it. When the Wii came out, when the GameCube came out, you looked at Nintendo and you said, oh, this is something different. This is something unique. This is something that nobody else is even trying. They weren't even competing in the same sport, you know? They were over here doing their own thing, and that's what everybody had one of these major systems, and then they also had a Nintendo because it was affordable, it was different, it was accessible, and it was fun for everybody, not just like gamer bros. And don't get me wrong, gamer bros spend a lot of money, and I do get that, but there has to come a point where you reward loyalty. And I feel like loyal Nintendo fans, they just expected something more. And I wish that they could have done something more creative with the Virtual Boy other than just throw it back out there and say, give me money.